Oh shit, do you hear that? That's the sound of money. Make sure I don't put my finger in the fan trying to cool guy turn this thing off so you can hear me a little bit better. But this is a mining rig. Specifically, it's a Kaspa ASIC miner. And I'm not saying Casper the friendly ghost with an accent. This thing is supposed to be earning over $100 a day. That's crazy. I'm excited. My name is Drew Vosk. You're on the Voskcoin YouTube channel. I'm gonna walk you through more details of what this is, what it's mining, how much money does it really earn, and what do those earnings look like over the next couple of days. And then I'll also have an update video in a week or so of how those earnings may change. The performance of this miner will absolutely surprise you. Kaspa miners, a cryptocurrency formerly mined with graphics cards, and then for about somewhere between a day or two or a little while, they were FPGA mined. This has proven to be one of the most lucrative coins over the last year. The all-time low was a little bit more than a year ago. It's up a cool like 25,000% from that. That's wild, especially in these market conditions we've been in. Not very good. Right now, Kaspa's trading at about 4 cents. It's the 48th biggest cryptocurrency when ranked by CoinMarketCap. It has ascended to about a $1 billion market cap, which is big. But there's still such a big upside, especially in a bull market. And my fingers are crossed we get there. When we look at emission on coins, and we're missing a few coins from this list, but we can see that Kaspa has a massive amount of emissions. I mean, $700,000 in the last 24 hours of new coins. Comparatively, that's pretty close to Dogecoin, which is only about 10 times bigger in market cap, which is a whopping 10 billion. I've talked a lot about the IceRiver KS0, but today we're going to be focusing on the IceRiver KS1. And people have had mixed experiences ordering direct from IceRiver. However, people have had great experiences ordering from Crypto Miner Bros, because thanks to them, I was able to get this KS1 in and get it in pretty quickly. They're taking orders for the 15th to 25th of August batch right now. That may change if you watch this video, a few weeks down the line, but just so it's very notable, that's the same exact batch here that IceRiver is selling, and there is a small discount, but you can save on this if you use the code Voskcoin, and you also support the channel, and you also have someone with a good track record of delivering miners and just stepping in and just doing right by their customers. Crypto Miner Bros has been great to work with, which if you're an incredible subscriber of the channel, you'll notice that we've been working with them more and more over the last year. I just got the KS1 in, thunderstorm came by and tripped my internet connection, and I can't get the digital shovel switches to come back online, so my whole mini pod piece of my mining farm is down. I just got back from that. I'll be honest, I'm pretty pissed about it. It's really frustrating, and that's after one half of my digital shovel no longer even works because of the PDU. But I've talked about that before in other videos, so I'm actively working on a solution for that behind the scenes. Let me take you into the IceRiver miner here. We will remote in. You need the IP address, which should be obvious if you're familiar with mining. If you're not, you log into your router, you grab it, you punch it into your browser. The username is going to be admin. The password is going to be 1 through 8. Enter, and you're in. You can do whatever kind of mining you want. I just put in these F2 pool options. Oddly, I'm getting a pretty high rejection rate. So if I'm getting a 5% rejection rate, I'm basically losing 5% of my mining profitability, which is a lot. And it's also only connected to the Euro pool, which is unusual. I'm just gonna let it run and capture as much mining data as I can for now, because I want to try to edit a snapshot in what the mining profitability looks like. So you got the IP address, you know the username, the password, you went ahead and logged in. Now you need to sync it up to your account. So you need to put in your mining pool information. Euro F2 pool is working for me for now. I need to explore some other options. I'm definitely going to give 2 miners a spin and get this pool rejection rate down. Make sure you save whatever information you have. You adjust in here so you start mining to yourself. That's definitely a absolute priority. But even before this, just, by the way, check out our electricity guide video and how to set up an ASIC miner if you're totally new. But I mean, all I'm doing is plugging in power, and I am plugging in Ethernet or an internet connection. It's very simple on that front to just, get the thing set up to get it situated. I will also note that these have an integrated power supply, and although they're only using a lowly 600 watts, their voltage does not include 110, 120 voltage. You need to be mining on 240 voltage single phase or a 3-phase electricity deployment. If you try to plug this into a normal outlet in the wall in the United States, you will damage this. I'm confident to say this, you will be upset if you damage a $6,000 device. Then when you panic and you try to sell your damaged device, whoever buys it is going to also be upset, and you will create a chain, not a blockchain, an upset chain of angry people for eternity. And are you ready to bear that burden? You can see yesterday I averaged 92 gigahash, and that was with the KS0. I have since moved that to a secondary account here and then put the KS1 on my primary. The profitability for this has been dropping just absolutely dramatically. Speaking of mining pools, 2 Miners has a great chart for us here. We can look at the mining difficulty. It's absolutely booming, ballooning, parabolic, and that's not what you want to see. This is more and more people trying to eat the same Kaspa Pi mining earnings. This is increasing exponentially, right? We look at the KS0 and we see my mining performance is pretty consistent. It was better in the beginning, and it's kind of getting worse over time in the actual average hash rate, which is interesting. But you look at my coins, getting 650 coins, then it starts plummeting down, 500s. We blitzed through the 4 and 300s, 200s, and now it's in the 100s of coins per day. So 183 coins, that's about $8 a day. That thing barely costs anything to run. It's like $5 a month to run. So the KS1 is basically 10 of them, but slightly better efficiency. Not a very expensive rig to operate. You can see here on my power meter, it's only consuming around 600 watts as it's supposed to. I did notice it does seem to be consuming about 5 to 8% more power draw than it's supposed to, which is interesting. So if we take it that it just simply does 10 times the performance, then this would be making $78 a day. When I got the shipping notification for this, this was supposed to be earning about $100 a day, but KAS, the coin you're mining here, Kaspa, has gone down in price some. So I posted this and I was all excited, and somebody was like, yeah, it's already down to 89 a day. And looking at these numbers, that's gonna be even worse. But $78 a day is wild. That's crazy. But keep in mind, we're dealing with a machine that costs several $1,000s, and the hash rate is absolutely blooming. See, I've been playing too much Pikmin 4. Almost done with that game. Really good experience. I mean, it's like a unique take on real-time strategy. My favorite genre, and of course the best gaming genre in the world ever. Warcraft 3, baby, #1 in the world. Used to be. Blizzard's trash now. But to bring it back on topic, here's another variable that people do not understand, is that the block rewards continue to decrease in a linear manner. So we can see that they just recently decreased. For every Kaspa block, really just about a week ago, there was about 196 coins minted at that time. Then that changed to about 185 coins minted per block. The layman way to look at that is whatever that translates to is about $684,000 worth of new Kaspa, right? Which has become 48% more difficult to mine over the last 7 days, which simply put means that if this was your job and these were your earnings, over the last week you got about a 50% pay reduction, but you're still doing the same work. Wow. So what a lot of people astonishes me that they don't research this piece, and it's a key piece when it comes to Kaspa mining. It's going to be the emission schedule and how the coins keep dropping every month. So if you're thinking about grabbing these, make sure you're running this into your equation. If you look on Voskcoin Talk, there's a few threads where we're talking about the expected mining profitability. I know some people are starting to receive their KS3s and KS3Ls. I know people have already received KS2s. And these are the other IceRiver miners. They basically got one for any size you want. You see, as you go up, you're getting more hash for the money, right? You buy 2 of these, that's 13 grand. You buy 1 of these, which is literally just 2 of these, double the hash boards inside. Then you're paying 11.7, right? There's the KS3, the KS3L. But I mean, those start to be very big, very expensive miners. It's an aggressive play. Historically, first batch buyers have done well, worst case broken even. We are around the first batch. These batches are kind of like really rolling out fast. But make sure you also know that Bitmain is making their own Kaspa ASIC miner that I have yet to see in the wild. But it's just surprisingly called the KS3 as well. Pretty much the same freaking machine and a hefty price point. And these were projected to ship between sometime in August and September, which is now. So, wow. I mean, it's incredibly risky to get into Kaspa mining, but a lot of people are betting big on Kaspa, and we have a suppressed market. It's just a matter of not maybe overpaying too much for the hardware and stacking some coins. Your electricity, obviously, cost rate definitely comes into play here. But at the end of the day, so far, this miner is performing fine. I haven't had it very long, so I'm not trying to be like, yeah, this thing's rock solid. Initial impressions, it's just like many other ASIC miners, these application-specific integrated circuit miners, these custom computers, which they really just end up being silver boxes with fans on them, and they've got a control board inside, and then they've got hash boards, and on those hash boards are a bunch of chips, and basically you turn electricity into a cryptocurrency, which has a tangible fiat value. But let's be honest, USD and other fiats, they ugly. I'd love to have a lot more orange coin in my life and a lot less dirty dollars that continue to be inflated to all hell, and then the US government just sends endless money to everybody but me, or at least every country but me. And I know I don't have a country yet, about to fire one up. But the point here being is all that stuff sucks. It's ridiculous. We just do the best we can, trying to navigate this maze the best that we can. I'll cut a splice in if this thing, messes up over the next 24 hours or so. I don't imagine that'll be the case. I'll post an update video in a week or 2 or something with the continued performance. So here's an update clip in all fairness. Once this thing actually gets fired up and just starts mining, it does adjust its fan speed. So although if it was very hot, the fans could spin at a high speed, which is just going to translate to a lot more sound. It's pretty cool in here right now because it is the morning, even though it's summer. So we can see a temperature difference and the fact that the miner has just kind of figured itself out. It's 84 degrees in here, which is a very stark difference in just a couple degrees there in particular. But yeah, bottom line is this thing is actually pretty quiet, pretty manageable, something you could definitely tuck away in the basement if you have the proper electrical infrastructure for it. When it comes to this miner, I mean, it's definitely we're looking at high risk, medium reward probably. Kaspa has really surprised people. I'm very curious to see where this goes. For me, I'm happy to have, a few Kaspa ASIC miners. I'm not so wild that I'm just building out a big Kaspa ASIC mining farm specifically. And these are the first generations of publicly available Kaspa ASIC miners. Historically, we normally see a much more efficient, basically simply better version released for these within about a year. we'll have to see. Maybe this chip design is really efficient and advanced, from the rip. But it's been a common, very, very common, and I really can't understate this. And I've even heard this out of the mouth of ASIC miner manufacturers. I promise you. Okay, they release a design, and you're talking to them, this, that, whatever, and then they slip up, and or maybe they don't even care, or whatever. But they've numerous times on different coins, whatever. The point here being is that they're like, yeah, we have a better version, but we have the best version already, so we're gonna release that, and then we can release our even better version later as an update to sell more miners. Basically, it's like we're all in a race, and they sell you the fast car, and then in a few months or a year or so, they release a really fast car, and now you're struggling to keep up. It's not the best game, it's not the cleanest game, but proof of work as a concept and a distribution of coins is an absolutely incredible thing. I would just love to see better companies get into the space than some of the ones we see and deal with here. Overall, things have gotten better through the years as far as like shady things that have gone on. So hey, that's all I got. If you're looking to earn passive income with cryptocurrency or have some fun, or you want to laugh at me or whatever, please make sure to subscribe. Stick around here on the Voskcoin YouTube channel as I continue to, just fumble my way through crypto and try to actually make a not only profitable now, but my latest goal is a reliable mining farm. Yeah. And of course, now back to Tails. For the weather, she is our CWO, the Chief Weather Officer here at the Voskcoin YouTube channel, because sea titles are of the utmost importance, and I cannot understate that.